is Luiza. I'm the agriculture coordinator for the sustainable and ethical sourcing team for McDonald's UK and Ireland. As part of my role, I help to manage the Progressive Young Farmer program, and I'll be talking about the program now and how to apply as well. Just before we start talking about it, I just would like to give you a brief overview of Farm Forward. So Farm Forward, it's a McDonald's agriculture program that was launched back in 2012 with three big aims, mainly to support British and Irish farmers. So we have like three different areas: economics, to help farmers to grow successful businesses; environment, which is to support farmers to make environmental improvements; and also backing farms to raise welfare standards on their farms. So also as part of the Farm Forward initiative, the Progressive Young Farmer program was created as well. So just let's talk about the program, and I'm going to give you an overview of the placement year, also what McDonald's is looking for in a good candidate, and how to apply as well. So as I said, it was launched back in 2012 as part of the Farm Forward initiative, and the program every year we get 9 students, like 9 students will be offered a chance to spend 12 months just like getting to know every part of the McDonald's supply chain. And this coming year, the students will have the chance to get practical experience across McDonald's supply chain, focusing on innovation and also in the future of the sector. So the Progressive Young Farmers, they undertake specific projects to gain better understanding of technical efficiency and sustainability within the supply chain. And this includes working on farms, in food manufacturing, and spending time with us as well in McDonald's head office in London and also in our restaurants. So this is like a farm to front counter full experience of our supply chain. So let's just talk about how does the placement year works. So it is a 52-week program, and it aims like to develop a progressive mindset by providing full program practical experience within the McDonald's supply chain and also on farm. The successful applicants, they'll be working within the McDonald's supply chain and have the opportunity to work with a number of different suppliers, farmers, stakeholders around the country. So the program provides a mentorship from a farmer, and this farmer would be supplying for McDonald's with beef, chicken, potatoes, pork, dairy, or eggs. This is a 1-year placement contract with a £19,000 salary and holiday pay as well. So how does it work? The Progressive Young Farmers will spend 6 months having on-farm experience with a mentorship of a farmer, and 5 months within having supply chain experience within the different businesses with one of our suppliers, and 1 month with McDonald's within McDonald's head office, and sometimes spent also in one of our restaurants. So for next year, those are the suppliers that are our partners for this placement opportunity. So we have Cranswick, McCain, Dormit, OSI, The Lakes, Noble Foods, Moy Park, Cargill, and Kerry. So you'll be partnered with one of our suppliers for this placement, and you spend your time focused on their businesses and on a farm or different farms that will supply into them. However, throughout the year, you have the opportunity to meet up with the other Progressive Young Farmers as we do insight days within, like for you to get to know the other suppliers as well. So this every couple of months we'll have you have the opportunity to go to a different supplier, and you have like an insight of how their business work, and also get to talk about the other Progressive Young Farmers experience within that company as well. So another highlight of the program, I would say, all the Progressive Young Farmers, they are registered to attend the Oxford Farming Conference. So this happens every year, and it's around January time. So this year will be from the 5th to the 7th of January. As part of the Oxford Farming Conference, we also have the Scholars Day in McDonald's head office in London. So all the Progressive Young Farmers and the scholars will also go to McDonald's, and we'll have a day to talk about different projects. Just as an example, we have last month in October, that was the Scholars Day, and we had people from FAI, from Dolmits. So from FAI, we have a project that with adaptive multi-paddock. So it's a regenerative grazing technique project that FAI farms in Oxford, they do with McDonald's. So the scholars got the chance to understand better what they're doing, what the aims of the project are, and how we plan to expand that as well. They also had like a bit of information of Dolmits and what they do for us too, and also their projects in sustainability and different areas that they've been working throughout the year. They also had like diversity and inclusion workshops and different trainings, and in different years they also were they visited different like businesses. So in one year they went to a factory to see how the processing beef processing was. So each year we will produce something different for the progressive young farmers with the scholars to do it as well. And also then they have the opportunity to do like loads of networking, because then they attend the Oxford Farming Conference in January, and each year they will have a different theme that they will talk about. This year we'll focus on the theme Roots to Resilience, so with a varied program of international speakers and sessions covering like trade, politics, science, climate, technology. So it's another great opportunity, and it's one of the highlights of the program as well, that the progressive young farmers get to do that. So how does the what does McDonald look for in a progressive young farmer? So just to let you know, you don't really need to have any farming background or any farming experience or supply chain experience. You're going to be based on a farm for 6 months, but you have the full training for to do so. So you have the farm that will be your mentor, and you have all the information, training that are necessary for you to undertake the role and to help on the farm as well. So we are looking for people that want to kind of get to know about the career in agriculture and supply chain as well. They have ability to use their own initiative and think innovatively to find practical solutions, self-motivated and driven with good interpersonal skills. Also legally allowed to work in the UK and Ireland and be 18 years of age or older. So the students can be studying for a degree or having completed 2 years studying for a foundation degree, as long as they have applied to return to studying for a top-up degree after that. So if you're interested, those are the steps. These are the steps of how to apply. So first, you just need to fill in an online application form in our website. So I can also share this in the chat later as well. So you can also go on Google. If you just type there McDonald's Progressive Young Farmers, it should take you to the correct page as well. So you fill this online application form, so you can upload your CV and a cover letter as well at this stage. If successful, then you'll be invited to take part on an assessment center, and this year will be virtual as well. Like we've done that virtually last year as well, and we'll do it this year too. And this will happen on the week commencing 29th of November. After this, if you are successful, an offer for one of the places will be made just before Christmas time. And like as I said before, the applications are open, and they will be open until midnight on the 15th of November 2021. So that was it for me. We also have Rebecca here as well. So she was a progressive young farmer on the year 2020, 2021. So she did her placement with us. So it'd be great to hear about her experience, and she will be sharing a bit of that with us now.
Thanks, Luiza. Yeah, so just a bit of an introduction about me. I do agriculture at Newcastle University. I'm also from a non-farming background and kind of got into the sector by chance because it looked very appealing. It kind of mixed my love of animals and economics and business. So I was lucky enough to get onto the pork placement with OSI and Caro. So my experience was 6 months on a pig farm. Basically, my jobs were vaccinations, artificial insemination, and weaning. And I ran kind of a project through the whole year. And my project was kind of on a roadmap to net zero for the McDonald's supply chain for the pork side, and just kind of giving them an idea about what the industry's like, where we are at the moment, and where kind of we'd be looking to go, as well as some kind of basic forms of mapping and kind of carbon neutral ways of farming. I also kind of did an analysis of some of their farms at the moment, an analysis of some of the current carbon tools going on at the moment and how useful they are for the pork supply chain. And then for the remaining 5 months, I worked in a range of things. Because I was in the COVID year of the placement, kind of had a very, I kind of took a remote view of work. So I worked in the abattoir, doing kind of visits with the vets, work on butchery, food innovation and production, and trade and export. So I was kind of in charge of shipments and moving, pork from places to reach McDonald's. And also I did a week in Scunthorpe, which was really exciting to kind of see how the meat went from the abattoir to become a McDonald's patty. And then, in the time that I did work from home, I kind of focused on my project, and I also went to other conferences other than the Oxford Farming Conference. I went to the BSAS conference, which is super exciting and interesting. We also went through loads of different types of training, like mental health training, and farm safety training. And my advice for anybody lucky enough to get onto the placement, or even considering applying for the placement, is why not? I didn't really think I was ever going to get onto the placement, and I just applied off the bat, just because I was like, I'm never going to get in. It'll be good interview prep if I do get to the next round. And I ended up getting in, and kind of they'll give you pretty much, if you want to do something, McDonald's will support you through that. And I mean, it's gone on to me kind of looking at information for my dissertation. So my work on my net zero road mapping projects led me to look at insect feed and talk to nutritionists within McDonald's and the suppliers. And that's kind of like directed my dissertation, which is awesome. I'm one step ahead of the game. And also it kind of gave me the confidence to kind of reach out to a future, well, I now have a graduate job, which is awesome. I basically just, McDonald's gave me the kind of support and confidence to kind of reach out to a company I'd look forward to, I kind of wanted to work for, or it looked like it could be a good fit for me. I reached out to them, kind of said, this is my experience, this is who I am, this is what I'm looking for. They then offered to see my CV and cover letter, and I got the job off the back of it. And I really don't think I would have got the job if it wasn't for the whole year of McDonald's and how good it looks in the agricultural industry. It really gives you a leg up on the employment market when you're looking for a graduate job. It makes you a lot more interesting, and can give you a bit of an edge on the competition, because there is a lot of competition nowadays. So yeah, that's kind of my year, my experience, and where I am now.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for sharing that, Rebecca, and well done again. Like we've done brilliantly. So yeah, it's great to hear that what you've been doing and that you already have a job. So brilliant. I'll just share a quick video as well with other progressive young farmers, just quickly talking about their experiences as well, and then we can, if anybody attending or have any questions, we can just talk about them as well. So let me just share my screen again and share this video with you.
Getting into the detail and the depth of it, it's amazing that they can show you the whole way from farm to fork.
The volume of knowledge that we got was probably a highlight.
My sort of options have opened even more than what I thought they would have done. I thought I'd have confirmed to myself of actually what I wanted to do, but in fact it's it's opened it up even more.
So I feel like my networking connections have really expanded over the year. I've got to meet other suppliers from the other 9 companies.
I definitely feel like it's an industry that I would want to work in.
To be honest, I loved it all.
Okay, so that was just like another short video just for you to have like a bit about of what they've been doing as well. So if you have any questions for us, we're happy to answer them, or if not, I can just share my email address as well. If anybody wants to contact me after that for any questions, I'm also open for that.
I've got a couple of questions. Thank you both. That was really insightful, and hopefully people watching along either now or later on will find that really interesting. Just obviously you mentioned the impact that COVID had on the work itself. So Rebecca, how did you find the working from home element to the placement? Because there will now be a lot of students who'll go out on placement and they will be working from home. What was your experience of that, and how did you manage it?
Yeah, so I did find it quite difficult, but the company and McDonald's kind of listened to any concerns that I did have over, because all the abattoirs were kind of in uproar, and that's kind of where I was working at the time. So it was very difficult for me to kind of try and slot in, but McDonald's like found loads of different projects for me. OSI also were great and helped, give me some structure to what I was doing. They gave me bits of work to do. We did like, lots of promo stuff for the placement and lots of other stuff, but I did find it difficult. But having that overarching project over the year was a really good focuser, because you could go into as much or as little detail as you wanted to, and you present that at the end of the year. And I kind of threw myself into it and delved as deep as I could into it. And kind of, I think it's what you put in, you get out. So it was difficult, is my summary, but if you ask for opportunities, people will give them to you 9 times out of 10.
Great, thank you. That was great. Thank you. We've got a question in. Out of interest, what range of degree courses is the program open to?
Yeah, we are open to like any undergraduate student. So this is to attract people for the food industry in general. So if you want to kind of learn about our industry and you don't have a farming background or anything related to supply chain or food industry, you're welcome to apply to this program. And as I said on the presentation, full training will be provided, and training links to like what you've been doing on the farm, as well as health and safety, and like diversity and inclusion, beyond bias. So there's lots of different trainings as well that will help you, like leadership training. So with the Oxford Farm Conference, we have a bit of that as well. So yeah, it's open to any undergraduate students.
Great, thank you. How can students who are considering an application, how can they really stand out to your selectors? Yeah, so you have the option to write a cover letter. So it's great if you can already put there like why are you interested in joining like the program, and also what you like hope to be gaining throughout the placement program as well. Just put the information out there, and your skills as well, what you can bring to the team you're going to be joining in. Like, just make sure you like put out there your skills and what you can like add to the team as well, of the like wherever you're going. Like there are lots of transferable skills. This is like what we were saying, it's not so much the experience, it's more about what you can do as well. And just think about like what suppliers are out there, because you will have the choice as well to give your like preference, your top 3 preference, and we might like match you to one of the suppliers as well, depending on the interview. And also, so it's good to get to know them as well beforehand, just so you have in mind like what to expect as well.
I have something quickly to add. I think also what helps is like showing an interest that you know about what's like, you know, the Farm Forward program, you know, I mean, showing that you're aware of what McDonald's are producing on their website. I think that really helps you to stand out, because then they're like, oh, they know what we're doing. That's like a good sign towards the placement. It's like, you know, using your initiative is also a really key thing in like the applying process, I think, personally.
Absolutely. I think that, you know, we would echo everything you've just said there. In the careers service, just generally the research before you apply, make sure that you sell yourself and sell the skills, and specifically the transferable skills that you'll get from any degree course. Yeah, really good stuff. What is, I suppose, just to wrap up, unless anyone has any further questions, what are your top 3 tips? So I'll start with you, Luiza. Your top 3 tips to anyone who's interested in applying.
So it's some things we already spoke about, like Rebecca was saying, use your initiative and get to know a bit more about the program and our suppliers and what McDonald's is doing as well, in terms of the project. And because we have like a big plan now, the plan for change, we just launched that. So just like to reach out our net zero goals and things like that. So just get to know what we are doing, and and also like don't be afraid to like dive in, hands-on, like open to new ideas, because this is actually a great opportunity for you to get to know different areas, what you can be doing. And the farming industry and supply chain, food industry is an amazing industry to be working. It's really dynamic, and there's so many opportunities. And also some companies might adapt the program a little bit for what your skills are, because they have a range of different departments that you can work, and then you can adapt and say, actually, can I spend a bit more time here or there? So it's just a great opportunity for people as well. So yeah, it's just like not be afraid of diving in and learning a different area.
Yeah, I guess my top 3 tips are very similar to Louisa's. Just, you know, try and be outgoing, and or maybe not completely outgoing, but, you know, very open to trying something new that you didn't think you were capable of before. Like, for example, never worked on a pig farm. They shoved me straight into artificial insemination, and I was quite good at it. So, you know, you're going to surprise yourself. And yeah, don't be scared about applying at all. Like, if you've got any qualms or queries, or, you know, if you've got any hesitations, I would just go for it, because the more you say yes to opportunities like this, the more it can open your whole network. It can, you know, change your future. It can make you more employable. So yeah, I mean, it's not top 3 tips, but, you know, top tips for, I would just go for it.
Fantastic. Yeah, great stuff. And then again, I would echo all of that. I think it's all good advice for any applications and things that you've got coming up. So just when was the closing date again, Luiza, just as a reminder?
15th of November, so in 11 days. Yeah.
Brilliant. And I would recommend to anyone who is watching, get help, get guidance, get advice on your applications, on your CV, etc. from the careers service. You can book an appointment online, or you can come in and see someone face to face. We can help with CVs, covering letters. We can help you with understanding the research element of applying for a placement. We can help with interview coaching, all of those kind of things. So remember to have a look at our website, www.ncl.ac.uk/careers. And yeah, best of luck to everyone who's applying. So thank you very much, everybody. And thank you to Luiza and Rebecca for taking the time to come and share that really, really great advice.